electric F-150 Lightning.
This week's feast.
Garfield's lasagna.
What are you making, Kaylee?
Monday lasagna that makes our entire week better needs to be homemade. So start off by cutting your tomatoes in half and breaking up the garlic bulbs into unpeeled cloves. Place the tomatoes in a baking tray with the open side face up. Drizzle with olive oil and vinegar and place your garlic cloves all around. Sprinkle sugar and oregano on top and place sprigs of basil and rosemary. Put this in the oven and bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour. While that's baking, let's get started on the rest of the ingredients. The first up, a white bechamel sauce. Dice an onion and cut your carrots into similarly sized chunks. In a large pot over medium heat, add butter until it's melted, sprinkle in half the flour and whisk together, adding in the second half after it's combined. Reduce the heat to low and whisk in the first half of your milk. Once it's well blended, slowly add in the remaining milk, whisking in between until the sauce is free of lumps. Increase the heat to medium and continue stirring occasionally until it thickens. It should coat the back of your spoon when it's ready. Dump in your parmesan and asiago cheese and remove it from the heat and stir until it's melted. To make our lasagna noodles, follow the instructions on the packet and add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil into the water to prevent the sheets from sticking together, stirring occasionally with a wooden spoon. Once they're finished cooking, transfer each sheet into a large bowl or pot with cool water to help stop the cooking process, and you can leave them there until later. Once your tomatoes are done baking, put them into a food processor and also peel the garlic and place them alongside. Process until it becomes a coarse puree. Saute your onions and carrots over medium-high heat and cook for 8 to 10 minutes until they're softened. Add beef or pork, your choice, into the mixture and break it up with the end of your spoon and cook it until it's all browned. Add in the pureed tomato sauce and mix well, bringing the entire mixture to a gentle simmer. Cover the pot with a little space for the steam to rise through and cook for about 20 to 30 minutes until the sauce has thickened and the meat is tender. It's time to begin assembling the lasagna. Start with a layer of your meat sauce, then 3 strips of the lasagna, and then another layer of sauce. Covered by some bechamel sauce, healthy layer of cheese, more meat sauce, lasagna, meat sauce, white sauce, cheese. You get the idea. Bake in the oven for 25 minutes at 350 degrees until the lasagna is golden and bubbling. Garnish the entire thing with parsley and let it sit for about 10 minutes to cool before slicing it up and serving. Voila! You've made a super legit lasagna. And trust me, we need all the help we can get on those dreary Monday mornings. We all know just how much Garfield hates them. And look, if this lasagna can make it a little better for me, awesome. Look at the oozing deliciousness of this dish. It's perfection on a plate. Let's eat.
Who's that patron? It's Hockey!
Cheers. Happy Monday indeed. What a way to start the week.
Wowie.
This is just a delicious lasagna recipe. I'm sure that Garfield loves it.
Heck yeah, he does. I love Garfield and John and Normal.
Odie, man.
Odie! Oh my god, Odie! This was such a classic cartoon. I'm so happy that you guys on Patreon voted for this because this is something that I have wanted to for a very long time. But I feel like it's a pretty elderly recipe.
Because it's lasagna?
Well, because it's like old school.
Right. It is
material
very old school,
via
yeah.
Garfield. Like, I think I remember being like the youngest child ever watching it in the morning times.
I remember reading it in the Sunday news.
The graphic
Yeah. My mom once brought home turtles, and there were 2 turtles in the sink, and I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, you got us pets! And so I named them Garfield and Odie, and I would race them around the house, both race, by putting little pieces of cabbage in front of them and having them walk towards them.
How funny! That is such a classic story.
Yeah. And then a couple of weeks later, they got sick, so my mom had to take them to Petco, and then we had soup that night, so all was okay.
Wait, you had turtle soup? I'm so happy that we finally did this recipe. This has definitely been in my Rolodex for the last 7 years.
Also, you can tell it's good. Keep eating it. We've shared some stories about our pets. If you have any stories about your pets, please share them. I'd like to dedicate this episode in memory, loving memory of Tate, Ashley's cat, who passed away 2017 right at the very end.
Yep, 13 years old.
Yeah, that cat. We're gonna roll a nice. We're gonna photo montage.
Oh my gosh,
Do a
he's
little-
the sweetest
do a little
boy.
music.
It was real life Garfield.
It was. And if you guys want to tribute something to your pets as well, leave it in the comments below or talk to us on our Discord if you're part of our Patreon. Again, we shout out on Patreon every week that the episode gets dedicated to, and we took a recommendation to do this one for them. So
Next week could be you.
could be you. So thank you guys so much for supporting.
Let us know in the comments below what you want to see us make next.
We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.